Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have a small collection update. I got one record and one CD. So yeah, let's get started, I guess. That's such a short intro, that was weird. Whatever. So first off, we have a first press of one of my favorite brutal death metal albums. This is Regurgitation with Tales of Necrophilia. This CD was a gift from my girlfriend, so if you're watching this, thank you so fucking much. This is an amazing album. And one of the most underrated death metal albums I could think of. If you don't know Regurgitation, brutal death metal band from, I believe, Ohio, like late 90s. They play a very unique style. It's not like like most bands from that era are either like, you know, the really blast beat heavy, like Discourse type stuff from like California or the Netherlands. Or they're like the more New York, like kind of slammy style, like Internal Bleeding and like Repudiation and that type of shit. But Regurgitation, I'd say they're like a mix of like Deeds of Flesh, early Malignancy, and early Dying Fetus. Like there's vocal trade-offs and stuff very similar to that of Dying Fetus. Production is very similar to Malignancy's first album on this thing, and some of the tremolo picked riffs are kind of Deeds of Flesh like, but like even if you're not into brutal death metal, you should probably listen to this if you're just a casual death metal fan. Maybe the snare will annoy you, but other than that, I mean, if you can handle maybe like a devourment snare, this shouldn't be that big of a deal for you. But God, this album is so good. It almost feels like more than a brutal death metal album in some ways. Not like lyrically by any standpoint at all. I mean, the song titles on here are like ridiculous and over the top, like Acid Enema, Repulsive Genital Disfigurement, Cadaveric Impregnation, Menstrual Cycle, but like the last three letters of cycle instead of, you know, CLE, it's KILL. Fetal Suffocation. Like, they're your typical ridiculous brutal death metal lyrics, but the songwriting on here is top fucking notch, and all the songs on here stand out from each other. It's not like your average brutal death metal album. All the songs pretty much sound the same, and it's just half an hour of, like, you know, just straight grinding or slams. This album is more like, it is pretty short. It's under half an hour. I believe it's like 26 minutes, but it feels like a fucking journey, like a short, cool little journey in a way. Instrumentally, there's some really great songwriting on here and some fantastic riffs. You've got some like Dying Fetus-y, like beat down kind of riffs. You've also got some like tremolo picked, kind of Cannibal Corpse-y riffs. Vocal trade-offs, like I said, similar to Dying Fetus. You got some technical stuff here and there. If you like Dying Fetus's Grotesque Impalement EP, you'll probably like this because this is kind of similar in a way, although it's more raw. Anyways, enough bickering. Let's look at the actual CD because it's pretty fucking cool. So, again, ridiculous brutal death metal album cover. You got this dude fucking a dead body and holding her head, and you got other, like, shit in the background. There's the back picture of the band. Hell's Headbangers recently did a reissue of this, which also looks pretty cool, but this is a first press. So, yeah, it says keeping it fucking sick. So that's funny. Disc art is pretty sick. This album just has really cool artwork. The disc art is very reminiscent of that of like Cannibal Corpse's The Bleeding. Although I believe the artwork with like the pile of the bodies was actually done by the guy who did Lividity's Fetish for the Sick. That's another great fucking old school brutal death metal release, which is kind of similar to this. This is another band to compare Regurgitation to. They're like a less fucking weird Lividity, basically. But you got lyrics, like I said, your typical brutal death metal affair. Don't come to this expecting some sort of poetry. Just your typical fun gore lyrics. It doesn't need to be like super deep lyrics for it to be good, in my opinion, anyways. When I listen to brutal death metal, I just want some great fucking riffs and nasty vocals. Maybe some groove. I don't want like deep lyrics when I want to listen to like Tales of Necrophilia, you know. But yeah, there's even some like slightly melodic and like an eerie sense, like I'm trying to think of a band to compare it to, like those like Slayer type, like South of Heaven. You know when like Slayer goes like more doomy and they have like those like kind of tritone type riffs. You got some stuff like that on like I believe Seed of the Sanguinary, and then some like slightly melodic stuff and like Out of the Womb. But the best songs on here I'd say are definitely Out of the Womb, Acid Enema stands out a lot. There's this one part. The vocals, I forgot to mention, the vocals on this album are super pissed off sounding. Kind of like early Dying Fetus vocals. The highs in particular are fucking godly in my opinion. Especially in the song Acid Enema, there's a part where there's this like this long like tapping part in the song. Kind of similar to that in Grotesque Impalement from Dying Fetus, which I already mentioned that EP a second ago. And then there's just this like super long, like overly aggressive to the point where it sounds over the top highs. Or it just sounds like he's like fucking flipping out. It's amazing. My favorite song here is definitely the second to last song, Cadaveric Impregnation. That song is fantastic. It's got a great fucking beatdown riff at the end of it. Yeah, this album just makes you fucking... There's just so many moments on this album where like that make like the hairs on the back of your neck stick up. That's how good this is. Like, don't look at the album cover and think, oh, it's another stupid over the top, you know, brutal death metal album. This is genuinely some really good shit. If you're into like really old school, more brutal shit, if you like Deeds of Flesh, early Dying Fetus, early Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation, you'll like this. If you can handle Cannibal Corpse, this isn't that much of a stretch anyways, and anyone who's into death metal can, I would like to assume. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. They have this also on cassette, and I think the vinyl sold out, and CD, that's like a big digibook on Hell's Headbanger, so if you want to get this album easily, go pick that up. But this is the first press, which is awesome, put out through Ablated Records, which was a killer fucking label from the late 90s. Just him, they're defunct, I believe, but awesome album. So yeah, Regurgitation, Tales of Necrophilia. Love this thing. Probably like top 5 favorite brutal death metal albums for me at this point. Next, I already showed this record in my last, or I don't know if it was my last video, it was like a few videos ago. My collection, or not collection update, this is a collection update, Jesus Christ. My video where I was talking about where I went to see Ingested and Visceral Disgorge. And I said I got the new remaster of Ingesting Putridity on vinyl. And this album is fucking great. This is one of my, I mean, I've always liked, or not always, but you know, like, since I've been into death, like brutal death metal and slam and stuff, I've always liked Visceral Disgorge a lot. But now that I own this album and I've gotten like a good chance to like listen to it like a lot and like memorize, you know, the songs and stuff, this is a fantastic fucking album. Like top 5 slam albums for me. Let me take this out of the sleeve. But this is a new reissue that I believe comes out in March, but obviously they had it early at the show. And they were fantastic live. This is put out through Agonia Records. I believe I have a few other things from them, but track listing, of course, crazy song titles. You got Force Fed, Shredded Genitalia, Sedated and Amputated, Strangled and Sodomized. I suppose there's a lot of songs that are like word, insert word and word, like Sedated and Amputated, Strangled and Sodomized, Ball Gagged and Gutted. Spastic anal lacerations, colostomy bag asphyxiation, necrocoprophagia, maggot infested fuckhole, and probably the most popular song on the album, Skullfucking Neonatal Necrosis. And there's a reason that song is so popular, which I'll talk about. It's a great fucking song. There's the back. I really like that font. It's a cool font. I believe the logo is a little nerfed for this album cover. There's like a white effect on it, like a little, not shadow, but you know what I mean, like a glare-ish type thing. Awesome album cover though. I got a shirt of this album cover at the show, which is great. This came with a poster. The poster I put up with some tape, but it fucking fell down. I've got it right here, so I might as well just show it. I need to get some poster tabs. Pretty cool though. Visceral Disgorge, Ingesting Putridity. It's got some artwork similar to the album cover. Pretty sick. Nice size. I believe there's a term for that size poster. I forget. Insert sick ass picture of the band. I believe one of the guitarists from this lineup is dead. So rest in peace. I forget which one. Feel kind of like an asshole for forgetting which one when I'm after saying rest in peace. But anyways, but yeah, killer lineup. For sure. I believe they actually did not have a bass player on this, and someone recorded bass for this, which is interesting because a lot of early slam albums are like that. I believe Cephalotripsy, well, this isn't that early. This came out in like 2011, but I believe Cephalotripsy did that too. And ironically, my band is also doing that because we don't have a bass player in for our EP that we're recording in the studio. Currently, I'm doing bass. Lyrics and artwork on the back. I'm pretty sure that's the artwork that's on the poster. Lyrics are ridiculous on here, like you would expect from any Slam album. Very Devourment-like. The most insane lyrics are definitely Skull fucking Neo Necrosis. I mean, he literally sings about skull fucking a baby. It's insane. The best songs on here definitely are Force Fed Shred Genitalia. That's like the most popular. Well, actually, that's probably the most popular song. But I'd say the best is Skull fucking Neo Necrosis. Sedated and Amputated is fantastic. Necrocoprophagia, and like I said, Skull fucking Neo Necrosis. But all the songs on this album are fantastic. For the color, first we got the sleeve is just, it's the nice kind with the polyester inside. This came on red, I believe, when this comes out. This is the only variant they had of the show, which I do not have a problem with at all. There's no red on the album cover, but it complements the album cover relatively well. Like, it works. It's not like, if it were like blue or some shit, it would look stupid, but no. It sounds great though. The remaster is really good in my opinion. Although it takes some getting used to, because I'm used to the original mix. The remaster, I'd say from a standpoint of like audiophile type shit, it sounds better. But one thing that they did do that I think is kind of weird but sounds good now that I've gotten used to it is they sped up the speed of the album. Like the blast beats are a lot faster, and like the slams and everything, like I said, everything is faster by just a little bit. So yeah. Anyways, this album is very like beat downy in a way. There's a little bit, just a very little bit of like deathcore influence in some of the riffs. Not like deathcore, like breakdowny deathcore riffs, but like the kind of deathcore riffs that you hear when like they're like the fast blast beaty parts of deathcore songs are kind of like that, especially in like Force Fed Shred Genitalia. There's some like shreddy, I wouldn't say neoclassical, but like shreddy guitar solo-y type stuff on this album, just a little bit with like some guitar harmonies in like Necrocoprophagia and also in Force Fed Shred Genitalia. There's some funny samples on here like you'd expect from any like slam album on this era, like Force Fed Shred Genitalia. There's that famous one with the Asian guy going, "Tonight you will get your dick ripped off." Strangled and Sodomized. There's like some guy screaming like, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass," which is, again, it's just like ridiculous, funny, raunchy samples. Colostomy Bag Asphyxiation. It's like another guy screaming like, "Everybody can eat shit, a big bag of shit." But the best sample by far is the one in Skull fucking Neo Necrosis. There's basically like the band ends on like a chord and lets it ring, and then there's a guy screaming, like not screaming, he's like, well, he's kind of shouting towards the end, but he says, "I'm gonna give you 3 seconds, exactly 3 fucking seconds, to wipe that stupid smile off your face before I," it's like, "oh, gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you," and then he counts 1 to 3, and as he's counting to 3, like the band like creates some like kind of tension with like, there's like double bass, kind of rolling over as he's counting, and then right as he hits 3, then there's like a snare hit, pause for a second, and then they go right into a slam, and then after that slam, the album ends. But yeah, the drum sound is fucking great. The bass is really great on this remaster. Like the low end is captured perfectly. It sounds like, if you like bassy sounding albums, you'll love the remaster for this album. Riffs, fantastic. Vocals are great. His vocals are pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of variation. They're just straight lows. I don't know if I'd say they're comparable to Devourment. Maybe like Suffocation. They're a little lower than Suffocation vocals, but similar, like just straight lows for the most part. There's some really cool vocal patterns though, especially in one part of Sedated and Amputated that I really love. It's like a slower riff, and he has like this vocal pattern that's kind of repetitive, but in a good way. If you like slam, you should probably know this album. But even if you're not into slam or brutal death metal, but if you like I said, stuff like, like I said with Regurgitation, if you like stuff like Suffocation, you'll probably like this. Because musically, I wouldn't say this isn't much more extreme than like Suffocation, but like obviously thematically, like the lyrics are like ridiculous and stuff. So if that bugs you, you won't like this, but it's not what you want with slam anyways. You want like nasty lyrics. So yeah, fantastic album though. Really fucking happy to own this on vinyl. Just almost as good as it gets when it comes to slam. I'd say obviously the Oh, also, another thing I wanted to mention, this is limited 172 copies on this color. I got number 14. You can see right there. Anyways, the gold standard for Slam is definitely Devourments, Molesting, The Decapitated, without a doubt. But this album is probably a top 5 for me. Probably like number 3, maybe 4. I don't know. If I'm counting like New York proto slam type shit like Internal Bleeding and Afterbirth and Repudiation, then this might be maybe a little more lower towards the list. But if I'm just counting pure slam, like from like the 2000s and like very late 90s, then I'd say like Molesting from Devourment's my favorite. Second favorite, probably Cephalotripsy, their only album, obviously. Third, probably this. But yeah, so that's it for this collection update. Hope you guys enjoyed. I rambled a lot for nearly 16 minutes for 2 albums, but I got 2 really good fucking albums. So yeah, that's it for this video though. If you guys enjoyed, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.